Shire. Today we are doing a modern house build. So I'm just gonna jump into a tour. I did pretty neutral on the outside, and then it's a family home, so I did a lot of the kids stuff, activities. I think I put every single kids activity you could do. I think. Anyway, let's jump inside. We have a little entryway. And then I wanted to put kids items everywhere, so that's what I did. A little garage, and then I did a split garage and made it into an extra bedroom that they converted because they ran out of space. This is a full house, guys. Full 8-bedroom 8-bedroom house, and this is the kitchen. And we did it pretty large, a full dining table. You know, I forgot a high chair. That's what I forgot. Whoops. Living space, and then a bathroom with a laundry, and then a little fireplace, and then we go upstairs, and then this is I don't know, room to do your homework, and then a bedroom, another bedroom, and then a little nursery, and then a bathroom. I put the changing table in there. I don't know why, but that's what happened. And then I'm thinking this is the main bedroom because it has an ensuite plus a closet in there. Okay. And then we go upstairs. There's another level. And another bedroom. Kid's bedroom. Little girl. Okay. And I even did the cloud ceiling. I thought that was cute. I think it's the first time I've ever done that. Another bathroom. So I think that's 4 bathrooms, I think. And then another teen room. And then one more bedroom. And then we jump into the build. Whoa. I don't know what happened there. And then a little boys' room. Okay. This dino room. Oh, yeah. Outside. Right. Into the whole outside area. A little sand pit, playground, a pool, and then the basketball court. And then that's it out here. Oh, and then there's a tree house out there as well. So I just looked up modern home, and this is what I got. The one I found wasn't as modern. It was more country vibes, but I made it modern with the wallpaper and the stone I chose. I was like, you know what, this is going more modern-esque. And then they have a feature fireplace in the front. And then a wraparound porch was you don't really see that on modern houses. I don't think so, unless I'm blind, but I did a wraparound porch on the whole left side. And then I did have it around the whole house at one point, but I didn't think it looked right. And then I was inspired mid-build. I seen a video. I don't know where I seen it, but I'll show you. It's the garage thing I did with the little ramp for the roof. I seen it the other day. I don't know where I seen it. I was I was talking myself through it. I was like, I think they did this, and then they did this. It was actually pretty simple. All I used was just a roof piece, and then slanted it on the ground to make the ramp for the garage. Yeah, and then like I said, I took that away because I didn't think it looked right. But the rest of it, I think, looks fine. And then since I did have a foundation, the roof piece for the garage ramp, for the driveway, it was disconnected, so I had to raise the foundation. Not raise the foundation. Raise the terrain to meet the ramp, so it wasn't a weird ledge. So that's all you do if you want to ramp for the garage like that. Isn't that? I've never done that before. I've seen it. Someone else has done this. Please find the video. Because they literally did this. And then the platform steps. I was looking for steps and I was like, oh, you know what? Let's just do what they did on the video. They did platform steps and then a ramp. So all you do is grab platforms and then just take it down a level and another level and level until you meet the ground. And then I did a wraparound porch. I don't know. I might have been pushing it with the wraparound porch, but that's what I did. And then I wanted to make a garage. I cut it out because it took me so long. I wanted to make it like a garage door since we don't really have any except for the weird ones from City Living that are like really, they're not modern. They're more like old-ish. I just took like 2 random pieces in the build catalog that kind of would work. I did like I don't know what they're called. I'll take it off of it or later on to show you. But I just used 2 separate pieces and then I just duplicated it over and over again on each side to form a door. And then I just used the 2 windows at the top to make it like a look in like some garage doors have. And then there's me doing the platform steps again and lowering them. Until you do a few of those. And I was considering, I didn't put a railing around this. I was considering it. I thought it looked too much. I didn't like it. So I didn't do it. Okay. And then like I always do, I usually bring in the wood and then the stone, if I have it, into the interior, and then later on I break it up. But I'm pretty proud of my garage door. I'm pretty proud. Like, here's me looking for pieces that would work. So all I used was a sign board from the restaurant packed, and then those wood plats, and then I layered them all to make like a garage door. And then I did that on both sides. So that's how I did that. And I think it looks pretty good, in my opinion. I don't know. And then I think I just do the windows, and I went with the Eco Lifestyle. And then I just did those all the way around. And that's pretty much it, all I did out here in the beginning. And then I go back again and do the landscaping. Sometimes I do it first, sometimes I do it last. I don't know. It happened to not happen first today. But yeah, here's a couple of the windows. I don't think I put a lot. I just did them like sparingly. I don't know. They were so big, and since they're like the pop-out windows, they were kind of hard to mix and match, you know what I mean? But I tried my best. Okay, now we're in the inside. I did a bluish kitchen, and it's very large. I did a pretty big kitchen area because this is like a full-size family home. Like I said earlier, it's a 8-bedroom house. But I just now considered I did an 8-bedroom house, and I put pet stuff in here. So I guess we can't have a pet if we have 8 Sims. My bad, unless you cheat it. Well, I guess I can cheat it. But anyway, this is an 8-bedroom house with pet stuff. So you can choose or you can cheat. Anyway, I had a particular like vibe for every single bedroom that I was going for. But right now I'm just doing a modern kitchen, and then I try to scatter as much family items as possible. I said it before, but I think I used every single item. I did hopscotch, I did the little marble thing, I did the puppet thing I never use, the void critter thing I never use. I never use any of these items. But I have them because I am an addict to The Sims. And I have an issue that if a pack comes out and I have the money, I'll buy it. And if it goes on sale, ooh, it's over. I will buy everything. But I was trying to find curtains for these little windows. I decided against it. It wasn't working for me, so I only did curtains on like the bigger windows. I'm really in my curtain era because I usually don't use them. Surprisingly enough, I've just started to use them randomly. I don't know. I just like curtains all of a sudden. And then I either move the kitchen down or up a platform level because I just thought it would be nicer to have it separated a little bit more from the other space. I think I moved it down to get it a sunken level. I don't remember though. We'll have to see. And then next we go to the living space. And then I forgot, I believe it's Dream Home Decorator, that within that couch that I use, there's a whole bunch of different pieces. So you get a whole bunch of extra, like, different kinds of couches. There's, like, the end pieces, the middle pieces, and everything else. I forgot this sectional had that, and then it even goes round. So if anybody else has this pack and they forgot about that, me too. But here I am, I did a whole sectional piece, and then I do realize it when I play tested this, I forgot the dishwasher. I do add that. That is the only thing I forgot, I believe. I have a, let me see, I think I've seen a trash can. I have a trash can, sink. I am golden. I did not forget a thing. Absolutely not. If you see anything that I forgot, no you didn't. But I think it looks pretty nice. I like this I like this tile. I don't know if it's old. It's kind of modern with the, I think you can make it either modern or not modern with what kind of like cabinets and counters you use. It really depends, I think. Because I think I've been using this tile in like a more retro-ish kind of way in my last builds, but this time I used it in a modern kitchen and it still works. So there you go. And as always, gotta add the clutter, use all types of cheats, and then I'm pretty much done in here. Maybe some paintings and to fill up the wall space. And then, you know what? Did I add a smoke detector? You might burn down the house. I did add a fire prevention system. So you have that. I don't know about the smoke detector. And then I keep using the new wallpaper, that flower one. I really like that for some reason. I think it's just because it's a full, it doesn't have like the, what is it called? The baseboards. I like the wallpaper without the baseboards. And if it has like a full length wallpaper, it's even better. I don't know why. And I'm pretty sure, what I'm thinking is this is like a family home. So a full house, mom, dad, and then one of the kids. If you were paying attention, each room had like a specific styling. One was like sporty, one was artsy, one was like in like preppy cheerleader vibes, and then we had like two baby kids. Wait, two children, one boy, one girl, and then a infant. And I think, yeah, that's it. That's a full house, right? So, full house. So I will be making a family for this. And you know what I forgot? I haven't even made the family for my other build. My bad. Completely forgot about it until this moment. I will do that. I will make a family for the hotel build I did. So, they'll come out. I'll do the hotel first since I did that build first. That makes sense, right, guys? Do the one you did first. I'll do that one first, and then I'll do this one. But, I think I just do the dining table, and then I do a little kitty area in the corner with all the kid stuff, the little playroom. Oh, what did you call that? The fort. I think it's a fort, that thing. And then one of the activity tables, and then a games table. I try to cram as much as possible. Like, it still looks put together, but also they have kids. So, a little bit of a mess, but not really. This family has everything under control. And then, so, lots of seating area and everything else, because I felt like I needed it. But I'm pretty sure that is it for this one. So this is the kids area. Like I said, I even used that stupid block table. I never used that one either. What was that from? What was that from? That was from the game pack. The game pack, Parenthood maybe? That middle, like, block table. And that's it for this one. And then I think we go to the entryway. And I use the, whatever that board is, the, like, curfew board. And then I really like these, I always like using these, like, coat racks and then the coat things for this. And that kind of stuff. And then I like to put the shoes in there. I like to put all this kind of, like it's lived in. I like that type of feel. So everything's kind of in your face and in the way. But I always like to use this kind of stuff. And I love the Everyday Clutter Kit for giving me all of this good clutter for the phone, keys, and then everything else because I use it all the time. So every build uses the same exact stuff. But I swear it looks different. If you place it in a different area, it's a whole different vibe. I swear. But oh, and I overuse this chair. What is this chair from? This one with like the drape over it. I love that one too. I love it. And then if you're wondering, I'm using all of the like unlocked items. So these frames are like the unlockables from one of the packs. I can't remember which one it is. Maybe Growing Together? Maybe. That's a real tight maybe. I don't know about that one. And then in the bathroom, and then whenever I do that, I like to make it a like little drop down. So I moved it down a what is that, platform level? So I moved it down a platform level so the sim can just step down. Because in reality, it doesn't look that sealed. I don't know. Just for extra, like, in my mind, it looks more realistic. I don't know. It just looks more realistic if it's a step down than the actual, like, floorboards. And then that's the only one I did a custom shower for. Because in my mind, they have renovated this bathroom and they decided to put this in after the fact. And they said, you know what, let's just build it in. Because they converted the garage into her bedroom as well. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, guys. That all of the bathrooms use the same stuff, and then the other bathrooms have the bathtub shower combo. And that's it. So I only show you one bathroom. I don't like showing y'all like 20 different bathrooms. They all look the same to me. But I don't know. You guys let me know if you want to see every single step of the build. I cut a lot out. But then I like the little shower clutter items as well. The little hanging things. I use those all the time. And I already did the layout and stuff earlier. It was pretty simple to figure out. And I wanted as many rooms as I could. And I considered adding a basement. But I felt like turning the garage, like, it was more, I don't know, it was more easy. I don't know. So I'm thinking this is the parents' bedroom just because they have the ensuite in the closet. It might not be the biggest bedroom, but it has that extra stuff that would make it a better bedroom to have. And like I said, you see a bunch of pet stuff in here, but there's 8 beds as already. So maybe that extra bedroom, if you don't use it, can be a guest bedroom. They're out in the garage. Or I guess, you can say this one's the guest bedroom, and then the other room upstairs with the other closet can be the main bedroom. So you can turn one of these into a guest room, I guess. But I'm thinking full house. No pets, guys. No pets. But we're pretty much done with that room. And then I did the, maybe I cut it out. The custom closet for the bathroom. So that's just using the Dreamho decorator stuff. So that's pretty basic. Just that stuff in there. And then I wanted to create like I didn't put a desk in everybody's room. At least I don't think so. So I decided to put a desk out here for like homework in my mind. And then like a little bit of an extra play area. So there's play areas everywhere. Outside, inside, on every floor. So this is where they do the homework. So I put a pretty big table here. And then I squeezed in the puppet thing that I never use. Does anybody use that? That is a puppet thing, right? I have to wait for my video to catch up, but it is a puppet thing. Yeah, and then I put like little chairs in front of the puppet thing so they could watch it. I thought that was cute. And then of course the scout board and just like the little family decorations around the house. And then once I decided that that sim was sporty, I thought we needed a basketball court. And I have all this space back here. I fit a pool. I fit a little what is that called? A sand pit. Because you can, if you guys didn't know this, you can use the sand and build sand castles if you use the terrain paint. So that's back there. So they can even play in the sand. And then I just put like a border around it to make it like an official pit. You know what I mean? So this is just a sporty sim. So a bunch of sport items. I think I found everything. I don't know if I missed anything. This is the basketball, soccer ball, football. And then the basketball doesn't actually work by itself. You have to have the basketball court. But I put the football and the soccer ball in here. And then I never used the dartboard. I was going to use the ping pong table or the beer pong table, but I ended up deleting that. So that doesn't stay. And I didn't really care if you can access this bookcase because I have so many other bookcases out in the hallway, so I just threw a bunch of stuff in front of it to make it feel more cluttered. And then I tried to put, like, I thought he would be into games, so dartboard, video games, boombox, trophies, that kind of stuff. And then I'm thinking, and then like the gaming PC, so he's the gamer, sporty type. Or this could be a girl's room. I don't care. Gamer girl, sporty girl, whatever floats your boat. But, and then I think we're pretty much done, I think. And I really like this bedspread. I don't know why. I like how it's untucked, a little bit messy. This was like a pre-order thing, I think. And then I made it like very boy bandish poster. This could be like a girl's room or a boy's room, but it's more boyish. But I could see myself using this room. I don't care. And then I don't know. It wouldn't let me test it earlier. I don't know if you can reach the busking station. My bad. But everything else is pretty good. I don't think I had to change anything earlier. Even the treehouse works. So, there you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it. A bunch of musical items, music posters, and then a little bit messy, a little unkempt. Is that a word? Or am I making that up? Unkempt. I don't know. I think I'm using that correctly. We'll see. Someone will correct me if I'm wrong. And then a little nursery. This is like actually a big nursery. It's quite big. I don't know what happened. Was there a smaller room I could have used? I don't know why I made the nursery this big. Anyway, so it's a girl. I did a bunch of girly stuff, and then I did a animal wall, like a stuffed animal little wall there, and then I just put a whole bunch of toys and the basic needs, I think. I think it turns out cute, in my opinion. And then I always like to use the little, like, chalk drawings on the wall. They're adorable. And I don't know if I missed anything, but I try to... Oh, you know what? Did I... I think I just left... I forgot about the rainbow shelf I had in there. I don't remember actually, like, using that shelf. So, I don't know what happened to that. We'll have to see if I remember to put something on there. I don't think I did. I forgot about it. Because I never use this. It's from the My First Pet stuff. There's not a lot of stuff in there that I use. But some of the items are good. But I actually used the little hamster gerbil cage thingy. Because I forget that we have that. So I put that in there. I thought, the little girl begged for a hamster. So there's your ninth sim, the pet hamster. And I thought the cloud feeling was cute, so I did that. And so I thought rainbows and stars was the theme, so I did stars on the wall and everything. At first I was looking for, I thought we had like a different, I thought there was like a star ceiling instead of like the cloud ceiling, but I don't think I could find it. I might have just missed it, but that I couldn't find it for some reason. So I just went with the clouds and then the star. And I, of course, had to use the Penguin TV in here, so I put that in there. I thought that was a nice touch. I used to have a Dora TV. Did anybody else have that? It was like, it was bright pink, I think. Or am I making that up? I had everything Dora. I had the backpack. I had everything. And my other thing was Hannah Montana. I used to love Hannah Montana. Who else is a Hannah Montana fan? Drop it down below. That was my show. But now we're into the kids' room. I did Dino theme and then like the science table. So since he had the science table, I thought he should have the chessboard. So I'm pretty sure I managed to cram every single skill in here. I don't think I forgot anything. Like the major things that you might do over and over again. But yeah. And then that's pretty much it, I think. And then I even used the stupid void critter thing. I never used that. Never in my life. But yeah. And then I think, yeah. I hate the, whenever I did the curtains, none of mine would clip onto the windows. I don't know if it's because I alt placed them, but I don't think I did. I only did that on, like, I only did that, I don't think I did that on all of the windows, but none of my curtains would, like, snap onto them. I don't know. But now we're in the second to last bedroom. It's another teen room. I skipped most of it, but I made a little, another closet on the side. Bunch of decor items. Just with the, Dream Home decorator. And then a little desk. A bed. A little bed. And then I did a yoga thing in here. And that's it. But I think everything turned out cute. And everything is... Oh, yeah. Whenever the walls go down halfway, so does the, closet. But if I use some cheats to move the items up there, they're still visible. So, I ignore that. Oh, and it also happens for the roof, for the ramp I did for the garage. If you have half the walls up and half of them down, the ramp disappears. But I didn't mind it so much, so I ignored it. And then I actually ended up moving this because I was like, you know what? Let's do the, what is this? The tarp? What is this? A bedsheet projector thingy. And another, like, sitting area up here. And then a family computer they can all have. And then, like I said earlier, I was like, how should I do this? Because I still wanted a car in there. Because where would the car be? On the street? So I had to split the room in half, and I decided to use those divider things that they like shoved in there, and then I put curtains up to have a semblance of privacy. Wow, I can't speak. Privacy. And then if anybody has the trouble that I'm having here where it keeps snapping to the wall, I just delete the wall for a minute, and then I just place it with Alt and the raising with the 9 key just to get it where I want it. That's how I do it. And there we go. Perfect curtains. And then I wanted this room was more like artsy, so I did the mural on the wall, and then I think I used pretty much the whole artist kit in the corner there. I think I used like everything that was possibly art related. And then I always like using, I believe their base game, the big like canvas thing, the canvas holder, and then the extra canvases. I always use those if I have like an artist studio. I just think they're cute. So I was just trying to proportion it and trying to squeeze it in this space. So I was like, how would they fit it in here? I was like, maybe they always back in. And then of course I needed some garage type items. So I have the, what is that called? I have like the decorations box and then like a random shelf full of items. And then this is pretty much her room here, already finished. And I try to squeeze as much as possible on the side. And so I just fit the bed, a side table, and a dresser, and then all the art stuff on the other side. I think it's pretty much nice. And like I said, I didn't put a desk in everybody's room. So I put that family computer at the very top of the house. So maybe I should have moved that down to the bottom of the house instead of the very top. But that's where it's at and staying there. But I think, let me see, what was my favorite room? I gotta be honest, I think the garage is my favorite room. I don't know. I like it. It's in there. And then I thought this would cute. I put a couple like paintings on the wall, like she did those. And then I can't say it, mural. The other mural, the like werewolf murals in the other bedroom. Like her brother asked her to paint that for him. So yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to that. And then I'm pretty much done. I just find a couple extra clutter items, like, oh, this would be nice. Let's do this. And then we jump outside. Like I said earlier, I had to raise the terrain to meet that roof ramp thing that I have going on. And then I just raised it a little bit, and then I would smooth it out. And then it looks pretty good, in my opinion. But then I figured out that if I place the flooring, it just flattens it out. I don't know why I thought that would work. But I was like, oh yeah, I can't use flooring. I have to use terrain paint. And then I was like, wow, this terrain paint's not really working for me. So I did a mixture. I did like a pathway a little bit all the way around and back. And then I connected it with pavement. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I just connected it with pavement, and then that's the two items I used. And then I realized my roof got deleted somehow, so I had to re-put that on. And don't forget to paint your ceilings, guys. You don't want to look up and it looks weird. But, then I just do a bunch of terrain, and then I add a pool back here. And then I did, like, I don't know if I show it, but I did another, like, if anybody's seen my music build, I did like a little terrace piece with, what is the pack? I'm blanking. The Desert Lux? Desert Lux? Right there in that quarter where I'm trying to, oh yeah, I'm doing it right now. That thing. I raised that up, and then I just make a little separator piece out over there as another like shader piece. And this is just the plant area. But that fit perfectly, didn't it? It was like it was meant to be. So I just raised the plants up with 9, and then I just center them on there to make it like a little planted overhang type of thing. And then I just raised the bushes around the column. I just think it looks cute. I don't know. I like it. But anyway, we do the pool, and I thought I had too much pavement, so I cut that off, and then around that I do a bunch of gardening. And like I said, I made a little sand pit, and then I think, I don't know, oh yeah, I put a couple, like, what are they called? The sunbathing towels. I love using those towels. I just think it's cute to have, like, sunbathing towels. I don't know. And that's pretty much all that's out here. And then some seating area on the porch. And I did a little side, like, grill and bar over on the side of the house. And I like to put the chalk in front of, like, an entrance or a walkway. So it's like they have to do it to continue walking. That's what I imagine. Like, every time you walk out the house, you have to do the what is that? Hopscotch. Wow, I truly blanked in that moment. And I wanted to fit the treehouse on here, but I was kind of pushing it. I was running out of space. So it's on the I used alt place, so it's on the very edge of the lot, as far out as I could place it. So you might have to remove it after it's built, because it's kind of a different shape once it's built. And then I didn't know the marble had all those swatches in it. It had a bunch of cool swatches, but I thought they were a bit much. And the simple chalk line was pretty good. And this is the sandpit. I just put the terrain paint sand in there, and then like I said earlier, if you missed it, you can actually use this like a regular beach. So you can build sand castles and whatnot in the sand. That's cute. And I was trying to force all this stuff in there because I didn't think the horseshoe would fit anywhere else. So I mess around for a bit, but then I end up moving the sandpit out one more tile. And this is the little garden area. I just thought this was cute. Just a little garden area for the mom, I'm thinking. And then I had to put Patchy out there. I don't know if it really fits, but I put him out there. But yeah, you can see the garden, the pit in the background. That's what it looks like. And I wanted to put a table, but I didn't really think it was fitting in the area, so I put one up on the balcony, and then the grill is up there, and some more lounge chairs. And I think that's pretty much it outside. And then I just do all the terrain and then the plants around the basketball court and everything. I get rid. Wow, I can't speak. I get rid of some of the blacktop to add more greenery around it because it's a little too much at this point. I always end up using the same exact plants. I don't know. I don't like any of the other ones. I feel like some of them are too tropical, I guess. I don't know. They just look a little odd. So I end up using that like white bush all the time, and then I just layer it over and over again. If you ever think your build looks bad, just add plants. It fixes everything, I'm telling you. And then I end up adding way too many rocks, so I end up deleting like half of those. I don't know why I placed so many. I was having an episode where I kept just placing. But this is pretty much it. I don't know. In reality, you might not want rocks behind the swing, but it's okay. It's only a couple small rocks. And then I use my favorite bushes. I use my I don't know what these are from. These are from like a reward thing. The light bushes with the little twinkle lights in them. I love those. They are so good. And then the perfect size as well. And I've been using this stupid, I don't know, it's kind of ugly. That neon green bush. That little like small tree. I keep using that for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, this is pretty much what all the landscaping looks like, and then I just do it all the way around the house. And then I do a little section to like square off like the garage like ramp thing. Why do I keep saying garage? The driveway, essentially. That driveway. So I did like a little bit of a dirt thing in between, like it's got worn away as they keep driving up the driveway. That is what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Like they displaced like the gravel they had there. I'm like, is that enough space for the car? I don't know. I think it is. In my mind, it is. If not, they might scrape a tire or two. I don't know. But that's what it pretty much looks like all the way around. And I do remember to add the outdoor lights. I do that at the very end, but I do that. And then the mailbox it's actually on the house, I think. It is right by the door, the front door. I put one of like the apartment mailboxes on there. And then I think that's it. That's pretty much it. So, thank you guys for watching, and if you liked what you saw, drop a thumbs up down below. See you guys next time.